All right, we'll call it.
You call it to order already?
I call this meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I move that the minutes be accepted as printed.
Second.
All in favor?
There's a meeting that Josiah Pierce doesn't come to, culmination.
Oh, there he is.
Must have been the weather, kept him back. He was getting
Nice
ready.
supper, she made really nice supper. You should have been there, really.
Where's the invite? I'm having frozen chicken.
It was ground pork and eggplant, fried, stuffed eggplant, rice.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. She's a good cook.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. All right, we started the meeting, so, well, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we approved the, minutes.
okay.
No select board meeting held on December 26th. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we approved January 9th, 2021.
Move with the proof
We
of
got
order.
them, we're all here.
Okay. Favor?
It's a shitty storm, huh? But what it was, nice and fluffy, but as soon as it touched something, it just froze it on us.
Hardback.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be a real mess.
We're lucky it will all go away.
Yeah, it's gonna get all rain.
Yes, I'm hoping.
I hope so.
No. We've had enough rain, enough floods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Chris
Not complaining about the driveway, the road,
You don't rather plow snow than do one ditch at this point.
I'm just the opposite. I'm halfway through that roof, I thought we got to start, and then that's in January. Yeah.
Not the place you wanna be.
It hasn't been a good week and a half, for sure.
All right, scheduled budget meeting, set the line for annual town letter budget request for town report.
Meeting. What do you recommend, Robin?
The budget meetings are up to you, but in terms of the deadline for the letters and budget requests for town report, I'm thinking it should be 6 weeks prior to town meeting, because in working with Cardinal, printing last year, where we moved the town meeting, where, they're much busier that time with other towns printing reports. So,
They did come out last minute, for sure.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
takes me about a week, of going back and forth with the editing process, of organizing everything, and if I've got other things, if we've got other things on our plate at that time, for whatever reason, I'd rather have a little bit more of a buffer, but they expressed to me that they need at least 4 weeks
Okay.
because of their workload with the other towns. So, I was thinking like, April 12th, April 19th,
Yeah, that sounds like the middle of April. sometime.
Yeah.
kind of draw a hard line.
Those are for request letters. Okay.
I think April 12th would be good. Should give us plenty of time to.
I'm getting a lot of requests already. I have a file, electronic and paper,
Yeah.
put together with the, the standard requests.
Yeah.
but it's, more the local ones, and I'll send out a reminder to the local folks, letting them know of the deadline, like the library and historical society, and Rob Karen Standish, he's busy, but he's always, like, right down to the deadline, right down to the wire, so if he has, you know, a good heads up, then maybe that will be helpful, so. TV too, you know, just those are the ones that come to mind, that San Pond,
Yeah.
committee stuff, and auxiliary, all of you guys. The people generally that want money, you know, on a regular basis, they respond a little more quickly, but.
Okay, so we've scheduled, for the, budget meetings, usually we would do on a Wednesday, right?
Usually, yeah.
We've already scheduled for the 7th of February for a staff meeting to go over the personnel policy.
Okay.
And what time was that?
2 to 3, the standard staff meeting. That's what I have anyway.
Well, that, you probably finalized that when I was,
Well, we talked
On
about the day, I
vacation.
don't know the exact time was finalized, but
I think it was.
that was all right with you, Dale?
Yeah. I mean, I'll do that.
Say the time again.
2 to 3, or thereabouts?
Okay, 2:30 then? 2 to 3, is that what you said?
2
Yeah.
to 3.
Oh, from 2 to 3.
A lot of times.
Somebody show up at 2:30, I missed, okay.
Goes into 4.
Yeah, I'm putting it on the calendar as we speak, so.
so February 7th at 2.
Yeah.
Staff meeting, so I'll send out an email.
So, we could start holding budget meetings though on Wednesdays. I think every week as needed, you know, I find these things are just really a lot of stuff, you know.
Are the individual department budget meetings?
Well, I think to start off with, it's just a group, but
Yeah.
my suggestion would be, right now, every department head start building a list of things that they're gonna need, for the coming year and, you know, the next 5 years out. Maybe longer. There's a lot of deferred things that need to be thought about, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay. But is it?
I only had a month the last time, so.
Yeah, so you got some more time, so you got no reason to complain.
Oh. Well, I'm sure I'll find something.
So what do you want to
Everyone
do?
would do.
Start the 14th,
So,
February?
let's start on the 24th, we can start on the 24th of January,
Okay.
as it all, everybody get together, and then you could put a notice in the paper that every Wednesday,
As needed.
we're gonna have a week meeting,
Yeah.
budgets for various people, and not everybody will have to attend, but it'll be available, so we can talk to them.
And then, just, Dale, what, I don't know if you'd be able to attend with your schedule, but what time do you wanna set it up for? When you can?
If that works, everybody, 3 would be way better than 2.
3?
Yeah.
Okay, so beginning January 24th at 3, we'll be having weekly budget meetings. And then, so put an ad on the shopping guide and on the website and Facebook and all that good stuff.
Yeah. That's a painful process.
Well, the sooner we start, the sooner we get it done.
Yeah. one is April 12th. All right. Next thing. Schedule week and date for Cumberland County Regional Affairs.
So this was the info meeting that we got from the audience last time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And,
Oh, okay, yeah.
he said they would come out during the week. No problem. We could just schedule a time with them. The, say 1 or 2 o'clock, or something like that, or
You can do 1 o'clock, I'll be a little late, we can do that.
2 o'clock then?
2 o'clock?
I mean, that's the one option. Did you say you do a selectmen's meeting as well?
The date that you offered up, which I think was this evening, he wasn't able to attend because he had another commitment. But, we could try to arrange for,
At a selectmen's meeting?
I read that it would have been available after, not this week, but
Yeah.
reach out to him after this week.
We could try to do it at a selectmen's meeting. And, then we can put an ad in the paper, just to let people know they'll be here.
okay.
So, the next one would be the 23rd, maybe the 6th? No. Is that? Yeah, what's it?
That's it,
So would we have a limited agenda on that night, or how would that work?
Elizabeth Sanborn said she was going to try to come. So we don't want to do the same thing.
Okay.
She's gonna send you an email.
So you did speak with her?
She did,
Okay.
yeah. So she's gonna send you an email telling you what day she wants to come.
We could do it on like a workshop night,
Yeah.
I mean, not with a limited, like you said, limited agenda that night.
That would probably be better.
Yeah, it would, yeah. Who knows how long this meeting will take.
So maybe the 30th.
So basically, though, he's coming over to answer individual landowners' questions.
Yeah.
Do we have to take a special meeting for that, or would it be like,
We should advertise that he's gonna be here, otherwise we won't have any questions.
Yeah.
I went around with him last year, so all my questions are answered, I form my opinion. Anything other than that, I'm just listening to Joe bitch at him. I just wonder how much of our time, do we wanna take a whole meeting for that, or is it necessary, do you think, or?
Well, I don't
It
know,
might depend on how many people would
Yeah.
show up and have
Yeah.
questions.
it's a chance for people to come in and ask.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe they can listen to other questions they might not have thought of, I
Right.
suppose,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, we don't have to, demand everybody be there,
No?
but if we did it on the workshop night of, 30,
30th, yeah.
So January 30th?
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Steve, you're up.
All right. Well, honestly, first, I was asking about budget questions and budget meetings. I think that's a really good idea. Because it's nice to have a full year to prepare and have a good look at the departments and see what they need. So I appreciate you guys making time for us to work together and get that created.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously with the fire department, I'm sure with the roads too, I won't speak for them, but there's a lot of things that have been deferred, like Bob was saying, so that we, it'd be good to get our heads together and figure out what we can actually do. I think I had like 3 items, that I wanted to just chat with you guys about and make public. First one is obviously we had a 3rd alarm structure fire involved with this last week. 3rd alarm is pretty serious, we have 5 alarms total, so we're all well on our way, which means that we need a lot of resources in order to put the fire out. Everybody on the department did a really good job, nobody got hurt. We did lose a little bit of equipment, kind of part of the course of casualties of war, per se, and, you know, that stuff's gonna need replacing, but we still have some room in our budget. But, you know, we've been very active for the last couple of weeks, I think. I mean, Chris, what did we do for, what was Cornish 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah, so in the last 2 weeks, we've done a 3 structure fire, so that's quite a bit of work and pretty. Yeah, Mr. Dago had a 2nd alarm fire. That Baldwin did a really good job. That Baldwin has been looking really great in their performance on fires and has really been working on their reputation, and also that large-scale rescue too, over in St. Paul. So we've been quite busy, which is taxing on equipment, number one, but it's also really had a very positive impact on our mutual aid communities and showing our mutual aid communities that we've done a lot of training and we're actually helpful.
Yeah.
So that's all really good news. Just to move on to some security updates. We did receive a bunch of orders of cameras. I have some more cameras coming. I do potentially want to take you up on your offer, taking a trip to Lowe's with you one day. But cameras are installed on West Baldwin already on the outside. We sort of revitalized some of the camera system on East Baldwin, but that was in place already. There's some cameras inside. They're not really great at recording, and if the same situation happens in West Baldwin and they steal the brain of it, then well, we're kind of out, but we have it up on the TVs that you're on camera, so I hope it's at least a deterrent in the meantime. I haven't signed the documents yet for the internet installation at both East and West Station. I did sign documents to have internet brought to the North Station. They're 2 separate companies because North Station is different internet service than down on Pocket Trail. So down on Pocket Spectrum, up the North Sea Consolidated Communications. Consolidated is cheaper, but doesn't provide, it provides just enough bandwidth to do what we need to do. So hoping it works out. It doesn't work.
And when it's transmitting, he doesn't get it.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So,
running slow, we know what's going on.
yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, if it doesn't serve us well, we'll cancel it. I mean, we need something, you know, in order, you know, we've lost quite a bit, and we're starting to realize potentially we might have lost even more. I know things are popping up left and right, but, you know, then we're like, where is the stuff? At the same time, I just mentioned, we've had 3 structure fires and a large-scale rescue, so, for lack of a better term, it's all over the place. So, you know, me and Stevie spent a lot of time today, not only hanging cameras, but putting the fire department back together, making trucks, putting them back in service. It's been a boat of work. I did contact MMA, and we have a case started with them, in order to get this stuff replaced. I provided them with proof of our ownership of all the generators and all the items that were missing, provided them with pictures of all the damages that were, you know, incurred on the doors and, you know, at North Station and West Station. There was no physical damage to the building in East, so I'm just waiting to hear back from them. But they have all of the information necessary to design claims and hopefully create some replacement values for the items that we've lost.
I reached out to Deputy Welch
Good.
about case number for the sign.
Yeah.
And received anything back, yeah.
So, my experience reaching out to the individual deputy will sort of help. You can call, after a week, you can call what they call CIS, the Criminal Investigative Service, or CIU, unit, something like that. It's Criminal Investigation Unit. They call themselves detectives, but they're inside the police department. They will give you a case number. That's what MMA requires, just to, and I made it their problem. They let MMA talk to Cumberland County. I don't want to deal with them any more than I have to. But the Cumberland County deputy who was taking care of the fire department break-ins we did have an exchange of information, just confirming model numbers of, you know, equipment that was lost. Again, pictures, just trying to keep you updated. So spoke with the sheriff, spoke with MMA. The ball is rolling the best that it can be to start getting this stuff replaced and maybe get to the bottom of it, or at least get this thing buttoned up. So cameras are installed on West. I tried to hang cameras on East today, but there was just too much to do. Putting the trucks back together, getting these emails out, balancing a number of other things. So it kind of brings us to our, the next thing that I'd really like to kind of talk to you guys about a little bit. So I sent you an email with some documents. So the spreadsheets. I was looking at our current membership, and a membership has always been kind of an issue. We've had personnel on the fire department that are classified as fire police. Fire police, if you were to look at it in rank, because the fire department is pretty much paramilitary, they're like, you're private. They're very, they're a low rank. They don't have a lot of certifications, but they're still very useful people.
Mm-hmm.
We typically pay them the least on the department, because you get paid based on your level of certification.
Yeah.
That means your call hours and your training. Because when we look at the budget line item, what we're telling the public that we're paying for, it is training and payroll. The only two things that you get paid for in the fire department are training and your call hours. So in order for me to maintain, transparency and honesty, this is, what I had to do. So junior firefighters always get paid minimum wage. Minimum wage got changed in January from $13.80 to $14.50. So I realized I had to change the pay scale, because we have to, BLS, we gotta follow our rules. What it made me think of was, that's interesting, we pay most of our fire police $14. So they're got below minimum wage in this case, and our junior firefighters getting $13.80, and our department's primarily comprised of fire police. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to either incentivize people to get training so that we have a better fire department, or bring in new members that are already trained. That's not gonna happen with $14. There's two ways to get people to come into the fire department. We incentivize training and train them, and that means at some point, just like our junior firefighter, they're gonna leave us. Today I wrote a letter of recommendation for Zach Franklin to go to the live-in program. It's the best possible success that we can have, to have a junior firefighter get experience doing calls. When they become college age, they leave Baldwin, they go to another fire department to experience higher call volume, and maybe one day if we're lucky enough, they'll be back in town to work with us, but we're supposed to help them develop into career, either, first responders, EMS personnel, firemen, police officers, whatever. Zach has been excellent, and that's where he's headed, so, anyway, we're gonna lose him.
I bet he'll be back.
Yeah, if we did it right, I hope he'll be back,
I'm pretty sure it will be.
I think so, with his strong family ties here, I hope so, he's excellent, but if we're doing it right, we're gonna lose him, and so that's the point. So it really made me think, I need to change the pay scale in the fire department. So what I did was, I created a new pay scale based on, level of certification, what the certification requirements are for each position in the fire department, and what that hourly rate should then reflect. What I did was, I went back to our payroll from December of 2022 to June of 23, because we had a much more robust membership at that time. And I looked at that pay scale and that total. And what I did was, I put the new pay scale into the exact same amount of hours and same amount of personnel with our new pay rates. And I wanted to kind of look at the totals. And what that does for me is that I have a budget, right, of training and payroll, and that's how much I can pay my fire department, the firefighters in the fire department to respond to calls, but also for their training hours, and then also invest in training. Things like bringing in classes, or having them go to classes, reimbursements, training dummies, things like that. We do need some training dummies, by the way. So what I noticed was there was a $2,000 difference between the new pay scale and the old pay scale. And to me, that's pretty insignificant when we're talking about when we upped our budget. I think we had a $20,000, I believe it was $20,000 last year for training and payroll, and we moved it to $32,000 this year. So we upped our payroll and training budget of $12,000, and our pay scale went nowhere. And what I believe is now that we've increased, so everybody essentially is gonna get a raise in the fire department, which is great for retention. But at the same time too, if we're wise enough to advertise the fact that we pay a higher rate, then maybe we'll be able to, not maybe, I believe that we'll be able to bring in firefighters who are actually do this for a living, like myself. At Westbrook, I'm gonna give you an example. At Westbrook, as a EMT basic who works on an ambulance and a firefighter 1 and 2 with an instructor's license, I get paid $22 an hour, okay? Now, all the guys who I work with in Westbrook also work at departments at home. Like I work in Baldwin, my lieutenant works over at Hollis as the deputy chief of Hollis. I have another lieutenant on a different shift that works as a firefighter on Hollis, and one of them is a lieutenant on Hollis. I asked them, they always talk crap about rural firefighting and how how much of a pain in the butt it is, and nobody's certified, and everything goes wrong, and it's terrifying, and I'm always like, well, then why do you continue to do it? And they said, well, it pays us a lot more than it does working here. And I said, what do you mean? And everybody's like, well, I get paid $35 an hour to work in Hollis. And I was like, really? And they were like, well, yeah. I mean, we don't go on as many calls, but when we do go on calls, it's actually reflecting proper compensation, so it's a lot more than we get paid in Westbrook. Westbrook did 5,100 calls this past year. Baldwin did 165, just for a comparison. And 15 of Baldwin's we were returned immediately. So we really only did 150. On paper, it's 165, but we really only did 150 calls. So when I think about that, and I look at the spreadsheet and the numbers make sense to me, if we're looking over the course of a whole year at a $4,000 difference in payroll, why wouldn't I try to access firefighters like that? And the only way that I'm really gonna be able to access them is by, I hate to say it this way, but cleaning up some of the negative things that happen in the fire department regarding personnel, as well as paying firefighters. So the plan is to implement this new pay scale, and to advertise that Baldwin Fire Department is hiring, because we've tried this before and it didn't avail anybody. We've tried it in the shopper's guide. I would like to put it on Facebook. I have a really nice ad I'd like to print out for you guys that I designed that reflects our pay scale, tells people that we're willing to pay for their training. We're still willing to accept junior firefighters. I'm just not hiring any more fire police. I have enough fire police to start a home police force.
Really? Other than Chad?
Most of our fire department is fire police. The 2 fully certified firefighters in the department you are looking at.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kyle SC's is what we call basic fire, so he's able to put on a mask and go into a fire. It's wonderful. So is Steve Moody. Owen, when Owen does his paperwork and rarely ever shows up, is also just as certified as me and Chris, but it's very rare that we see him.
Yeah.
What we need is more people like us, because if me and Chris are directing a fire scene, she's wear a white helmet, okay? When you go on a fire scene, you see a guy wearing a white helmet, you know you're supposed to be running the show with a couple other guys in white helmets. Everybody else usually wears black helmets, sometimes captain or lieutenant wear red or yellow. When you see a white helmet running into a building, it means you're limited on resources.
Right.
My helmet is charred black, because I always have to do both. And I'm not complaining, I actually prefer to go to work, than sit there and run a fire scene. But I need more help. Especially after looking at our third alarm yesterday. We just so you have an idea of what a third alarm brings on a structure fire, we had Bridgeton, Buxton, Cornish, Hiram, Sebago, Leamington, and is that it? And Sanish, because they're automatic gate. It's 7 fire departments to put out one house fire. That's
On scene.
Well, on scene.
That doesn't cover, like Wyndham was in Standish and.
All the other departments that have to fill in and cover the station.
Station.
So if we need 7 fire departments to put out one house fire, and we have certified people, we probably need some firefighters. And I think the only way to bring them in really is to pay them. So that's exactly why I showed you the documents. I also don't think it's really gonna come at a detriment to the budget. Really, you guys give me the freedom to spend the budget in the way that I see fit. But I like to work together as a team, so I'd like to let you know that this is my intention and kind of get your feelings on it, because when I post this online, some people are gonna go, $25 an hour working Baldwin, you know, they're gonna feel, it's gonna stir a pot a little bit. But I'm hoping, go ahead.
There are people coming in, you know.
Yep, not looking for fire police.
I don't think you can post until it's, been approved at town meeting,
Why's that?
because we don't have a budget approved for it.
Can you explain what that means?
I would think.
We don't have pay rates in our town budget.
So,
You have a budget there, right?
I have a training and payroll budget.
as long as he ain't going over his budget, then,
Yep.
yeah.
So you can do it within your budget?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. It's only $4,000 over a year, and I only have at this point half of a year to go.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's already there, it's already been approved.
Okay.
yep,
Go for it.
yep. All right. Sounds good. I really would like to see Baldwin Fire Department develop. You know, we've made a real big impact in just the small amount of time that we've made some real changes around here.
Mhm.
And I think that, you know, we have the ability to keep it moving in the right direction. I'm also not looking to hire a force of 20 people. You know, I mean, if I got 3, I'd be pretty happy. A company would be nice.
There's another fellow on Cram Road who was a former fireman.
Yep.
Is he still, you know Scott Mason?
I do, I think is he still on Portland? I think he is, yeah.
He was building houses at one time, he's still.
He's still in Portland, last I knew.
Yeah.
Well, you're only making $22, you gotta do something else, so I still work at the hospital and do this.
So, yeah, to get him, that'd be big.
I would love to.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for, people who do this for a living, or they're okay with providing their services, it just has to be worth it to them. Because it does come at the cost of our families, that totally goes off, everybody in the house makes up.
Right, I know. Yeah.
That's
night, freeze it.
That phone for that structure probably went off at 2:51 in the morning, or just me and Chris were just writing a report for it. So, it's just how it goes sometimes.
I don't myself.
I can't say I don't love it, I do. So that's the plan. Other than that, I just to briefly breeze over, I did have a conversation with the county about using our tower. We'll talk about that next workshop, because I'll overload you with information. But we had a really good meeting. The county wants to use our equipment that we spend our ARPA money on, and it puts us in a really good negotiating position. So, yeah, I think that could be pretty advantageous. We'll chat about that next meeting. That's pretty much all I got.
Alrighty. Final FEMA map, flood insurance rate, map, Cumberland County, update floodplain management ordinance.
We got that wonderful email from the state on floodplain maps. And, what was it, by June 20th, we're supposed to, according to them, we're supposed to have a new ordinance in place. On the FEMA flood insurance rate maps, and a bunch of other things in there. Not just approving the map, it's approving an ordinance that tells you how you implement it. I don't know. I know that the planning board has traditionally done this.
So, I don't know how long ago it was, 10, 12 years ago, we got that same letter. And they were all stirred up, and we were under pressure to get things done. And then all of a sudden they realized there was a lot of trouble along the coastline. And really, the only problem we had with our floodplain map was something Freddie brought up. I don't know what his problem was. One of the houses on Woods Mill Road, I guess. I don't know what the story was, but he's the only person in town that, we should go to and say, what's the story? What do you think? Let's look at. I didn't see in that email a floodplain map to inspect, so.
No, there isn't. In fact, I have a hard time, I haven't been able to find a map. In fact, if you read the letter, it implies that there's going to be a map to be published. So, I guess the first question is, I'm not here. Whether or not floodplain management regulations will be suspended from participation in the National Floodplain Insurance Program, and subject to prohibitions contained in the law. I was looking at some of the past emails from 2016 when Norm Blake was working, that's when it was. And the point he made was, if we don't have an approved floodplain insurance or map, then people who might have a house in what's considered a floodplain can't get insurance, and then you might not be able to sell your house. That's the issue, is that someone looking for a mortgage can't get it because they can't get it.
I think what Norm and I found out was that there were no houses involved in the floodplain at that time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I did find in there the 2013 what were called preliminary maps, and it looked to me like there were some houses in it. But when I go online and look for the current one, I see data, so I don't know what's, you know, the map. I can see stuff for Hiram right across the
Yeah.
road on their side of the river, but nothing on our side.
I find it hard to conceive of a public hearing on a floodplain map and not having a floodplain map to show people.
Me too.
So there's a telephone number for somebody on there, and, you know, if you want, I'll give them a call and see what we can find out, but I don't see it as a big problem, only that we've got a lot of other stuff we're putting through the planning board right now.
Yeah.
According to the flood hazard determination for community are considered final.
They wrote the ordinance they wanted us to pass and put our name in it and our fee schedule.
Yep, the final notice, well, the problem if you read it, there's a lot of technical things that have to be done to support it though. It's not just putting it on the books and walking away. If somebody comes in and wants to build a house or has a house that's in the floodplain, if we could ever see the map.
Yep.
Requires, either the planning board or the code enforcement officer or somebody to make some determinations, and, I don't know if we're qualified to even do that. It says the FIS, I'm not sure what that is, report, and the firm, I think is your regional portion of the map, the flood insurance rate map, will become effective June 20th, 2024. Before the effective date, we will send your community final printed copies of the report and the map. I don't know, you know, if you don't mind, Joe, I'll grab this thing and shake it a little bit.
If I ask this, FEMA's flood insurance study, just so you know.
Yeah, you can find the study, you can find the thing, but when you look at the map itself, there's nothing in there for both of them. It's a bunch of little green dots all over it, which, and if you go to what that means, it means no digital data.
Very great.
Okay.
Alright. Attorney request for administrative appeal, 73 Sam Pond. I saw the email on that.
Well, there's a letter that Joe put together,
Yeah, that's right.
and then there's the letter that we received over there with drawings. Funny, your surveyor came up with the same map that I did.
Okay, good.
It just happened to be, the survey was done by Donald T. Flynn.
Yes, I saw that.
Might have been a while ago.
That was 68. What's the gist of the letter? I haven't read it.
The gist of the letter is that, my surveyor thinks that he could report that surveyor, for unethical conduct. I think that kind of boils it all down.
Making stuff up, type of.
That's a good way to put it.
Fit your agenda type of thing,
Yeah, no supporting evidence for what he did.
yeah. I've perused it a couple times, I haven't fully absorbed it, but,
Took me 3 readings to.
I went behind.
I think the last 3 or 4 inches on the last page kind of
Said it all.
said it all, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted you guys to know, whatever you do, that, you know, the support here for a position.
Yeah, no.
I just haven't decided whether to complain to the ethics board yet or not. But it's gonna cost me money, and I think I wanna send a bill to Dick Eaton, the surveyor, and Marcellus.
But I did notice on here that this shows us straight line, and you put a arrow to kind of, boost out the western side a little bit. Anyway, okay. Now, is this an appealable thing? What's he appealing? Let's see what the appeal was.
Do you want me to get the letter?
Yeah.
Basically, he has the new survey,
Wants to send it to the zoning board for
Right.
the appeals process.
wants to reactivate the appeal process.
And the other thing we'll do is talk with, David Murray.
But I understand that he strip cut the, resource protected zone, or the shoreline, rather than the shoreline zone. And David Laurie says that's a planning board problem, which I don't understand. You know, I didn't catch up with it or call him or whatever, I was waiting for more fallout, and I don't know if I should be involved.
Well, and it might be that we need to have a kind of a joint meeting with attorney and ourselves. He doesn't really say what he's appealing.
Well, they've updated the survey, and there's 6 copies for the appeals board members to review, basically, is the gist of that letter.
Yeah, but, what do the appeals board want to look at and adjudicate? That's the question. And, so let me just dig into it a little bit and see, talk to Don, and, talk to David Laurie. I know the last time David Laurie communicated with his attorney, the question was, what are we doing? So, okay.
I also wondered if my surveyor's letter might, change Dick Eaton's mind as to whether he wants to stand behind his survey, and that might save the town a lot.
So, did this come to us via email?
I sent that to you,
Yeah.
Okay.
and you can do what you want to with it.
Okay. Good.
So that could go on to David Laurie or.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I haven't really looked at the emails late this afternoon, so I'll sort of. All right.
All right. Community center basement drain. Good luck.
Yeah, so we hit the water back up with a big rain the other day.
Yeah.
On the 18th, water backed up 2 feet in the basement. Flooded out the water heater, floated a bunch of stuff around in the basement. There's a lot of stuff probably ought to be taken out and thrown out now because of mold and stuff. But there is a floor drain there. According to the drawings, there's a 4-inch floor drain that goes to the bank that way.
That way? Yeah.
And I suspect it just needs to be cleaned up. So we could hire somebody to come and dig it out.
Dig it out.
Route it out, or whatever,
Yeah.
snake it.
Wait for winter. Okay, my thing, is there anyone that they do industrial drains and stuff like that?
Or federal piping is one of them, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember Rotary
I don't think so.
I wondered what he used for the library.
He just uses excavator, broke off the pipe, got out the tree roots and moved on from there.
Yeah, I don't know, is Federal Piping do that, or they?
I thought they
were
adver-
construction company.
I thought they advertised drain cleaning,
Okay, good call. Let's see if we can, I mean,
but if, Jimmy, if you have somebody else in mind too, I can call them as well.
Wouldn't know anybody, the only person I can think of is that, the guy on the commercials, TC half at All Things Basement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, you know, just try to get somebody local to do that,
I
to
think
do
Federal-
anything, is it
Federal
possible?
Piping's out of what, Conway or something like that?
Federal Piping?
I think they're out of Freedom. They got Zoom Drain over in, Scarborough. They do like industrial drain cleaning.
She's Roto-Rooter.
Yeah, you're gonna need somebody with something that just runs by itself, and, you're not just gonna get it with a snake. You're gonna
Check
need
it.
some kind of,
What I've seen before is that they had this, I've seen it in operation over at the farmhouse when they were putting in a new septic, was it? They had this thing that squirts water ahead and then it squirts it back. So the jet going forward kind of digs it out, and the ones blowing it back clean it out. So they kinda, it's gonna be messy, but I don't know where it comes out over the bank, you know, you could maybe go over and kick or look around and maybe they could do that.
That's probably all that's plugged.
Huh?
That's probably all that's plugged is the bank.
It
I'm
might be.
sure where it comes out, that's what happens to me.
That's what happened to my rental house.
Yeah, my house ain't like, I mean, I've shoved over it, and,
Leaves and everything else.
yeah, everything expands, you got,
Every once in a while you get a squirrel.
All drain services, that's the one done. Okay, fine, I'll stick it out.
Well, we might be putting it to the test again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I'll,
We'll find
I'll
out.
have them at work, I can't remember the name of it.
If it doesn't run tomorrow, I might go over there and kick around and see if I can find the end. I have a metal detector, I could probably find it.
Yeah.
That's assuming it's not a plastic pipe.
It shouldn't be, this was put in, what, 56?
You say it's probably cast.
Yeah.
Or wood.
Or maybe the pipe just,
Collapsed.
yeah, I mean, it gets a lot of traffic over it, if it's going that way.
No, it's down over the bank.
I know that.
Right, but is it running under the driveway to get to the bank?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's probably pretty deep.
it would have to be deep enough to, have the gravity bed out from where the goal is. so.
Yeah, right.
Think about how deep the basement is.
Yeah. We still have clay pipe coming from our house. That's just, they're just pieced together.
They work pretty good though.
Yeah.
Until they get clogged.
Right, because those seams, the roof can work their way in there. All right, reminders. Planning board meeting this Thursday, the 11th. And we have Tri-Town next Monday, the 15th.
That came quick, didn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's-
Well, we had that delayed meeting.
Yeah,
last year.
yeah, seems like it was 10. I'm gonna start with this gentleman up here, you got anything for us?
Joe just keeps check things out today.
Okay.
Moved to town, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, welcome.
Okay.
Where do you live?
On Bishop Delexio
Yep.
Lane.
Okay.
Welcome to town. Chris?
Well,
trucks are operating and
Pretty familiar with
they're ready to go to work here in another half hour, probably shorter than that.
Was it snowing yet?
Zoe texted me half hour ago saying it was snowing. So, she said it was lightly snowing. So we'll be out plowing the snow for the snow, and then hopefully the roads don't wash out. And by morning it'll be rain, and at some point we'll get some sleep. So.
I hope the rain melts the snow that comes down.
I think Chris would rather it snow.
I'd rather it all be snow.
Yeah.
I'd rather have 2 feet of snow.
Well, it's gonna rain on top of what snow, I'd rather.
Oh, I know.
melt.
No washouts, he's gonna deal with.
Job security though, I mean.
I don't know. He's an elected official.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know about job security. Yeah, that's all I got. Senior lunch is next week.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday.
This is
Do you qualify?
No, I definitely do not. Not for a few more years. I mean, Connie's always treated me well, so, I guess technically speaking, yeah. I did try to vote one day, they wouldn't let me.
That's budgeting, phone services. Yeah, I'm tipping my time.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right, Joe?
No. Planning board's working hard.
Sounds like it. Yeah?
We're doing okay, got to plow the lot, which was great. Joe and I did the sidewalks, we don't have anybody to do it, nobody's willing to show up. The Wentworth kids grew up and moved away, so.
Oh.
They don't need the community time anymore, civic time, whatever. So yeah, we're looking around.
Yeah.
Try to find somebody local that just come in and, Monday morning and Saturday morning is basically the critical times to open the library. The rest of it is afternoon work.
Oh, yeah.
Melt time, that's not too bad, and
Yeah.
by 2 o'clock, we open up on Wednesday and Friday. And so it's not too bad, but nobody seems to be willing to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Used to be lots of teenagers, hey, you got some work for me? Not anymore. No raking, no shoveling, nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
Other than that, we're doing okay.
yeah, good. Good. Anything else, Steve?
Just that at Third Alarm Fire that we did have made it to the Portland Press Herald, so
Yes, it did.
you should take a look at the article.
He got quoted, so he's kind of big.
I don't know if I fit through the door.
The only thing is, when I look on Portland Press Herald on my phone, they want me to
Buy
subscribe
it.
to them.
Well,
So I instantly just click out.
If you go
And
on
I waste $1 on
they
the
give you
paper,
like
so.
4 or 5 tries for.
Screenshot and send it to me so I can read it.
Yeah, or if you go on your computer, believe it or not, it'll show up and you'll be
Will
able
it
to.
let me do it on my computer?
Yeah, it's unbelievable how that works. They let you get 2 or 3 free ones, and then when you start putting the sign up, you gotta pay. Got my wife, she subscribed. $10, it wasn't too bad. That's it. Thanks for working on it.
A few years ago, they did a story of me and my father.
Yep.
We go get haircuts together, we've done ever since I was a kid. And so you go in there and look at the story, and they want you to buy the pictures from it.
Oh, right,
I just
yeah.
copied and pasted.
Crooks over there.
Oh, screen scraping.
That's it, yeah. Chad, you got anything?
Nope.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Robin?
Just, Bob mentioned about possibly putting an ad for rewards for the sign.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that last time.
I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything more, so I don't know if you wanted to put something together, or if you had decided on a monetary amount.
What do you want to do on this? Where's that money gonna come from? Usually towns don't put up the,
It comes out of our, operating expense for the selectmen,
how much you want to put up?
$500.
500?
5,000?
5,000, I did it.
I know.
I'll turn you in and split. Okay, yeah, all right.
You gonna draft up something?
Maybe you find out who took the generators also.
Yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't it
Well,
be like a
just cover both.
boardroom?
I'd imagine it's probably the same group.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
imagine.
Just cover both of them. Yep. You wanna draft something, Robin? No.
Okay, so,
And somebody got a generator out of Hiram too.
No, I proved to be false, so I called.
Should be false? Okay.
Yeah, because Howard called me with the same thing, I called
Yeah.
Chief Ethan and Ethan and said, no, we got all our generators, the only generator we have doesn't even work, so they took it, good.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely, no, but I did hear the same thing, it's the only reason.
That's the rumor, huh?
Yeah, although, oh no, it was some years ago, Sebago had a generator stolen as well.
Yeah.
It's not the first time something like this has happened in our
Oh, sure.
areas, but it's been a while.
We had stuff taken out of the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Chainsaws and.
Can you add my muck boots on your reward list? They got stolen out of fire
It
seat.
does look like really good.
It was Sebago's fire seat, but that's all right.
I haven't confirmed it yet, it does also look like we are missing a chainsaw, so we are finding things throughout the day that are.
You go look for something that's not there anymore, yeah.
Just
You'll
like
run into a couple
putting the truck back together today, we can't find the chainsaw, so I asked Chris, because he was there, and Chris said he asked Junior Zach to go get it, Junior Zach said it wasn't there, so I'm looking for it.
Which station was that?
This was the East Station, it's got the 8 engine 5 right now, but. I also, yeah, it poses a kind of an interesting thing to keep adding to the list, I don't want them to start to think that we're just trying to replace all that. You know, I want to be honest with them, but it's very hard to, you know, when your inventory list changed quite a bit on different trucks, and things change from, you know, duties changing, it's hard to keep
What
track.
went missing on the fire location?
Did you use the saw?
No, we didn't use it.
No.
We used engine 4s and then we went out for engine 5s and engine 5s wasn't there.
But engine 4 did use a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'll take a look over to East Station, just in case both of them ended up there somehow, some way.
Yeah, that's another possibility.
Yeah, I can't call it stolen yet, but I'll know by tomorrow.
Yeah.
so how in detail do you want do you want to specifically state generators and other missing items, or do you want to just keep it general?
Tell them what you're missing.
Any and all information.
Of stolen items, yeah,
Stolen items,
it should have
yeah.
been generated, yeah.
You shouldn't.
Should.
You should.
Yeah. The vandalizing the sign.
I don't know if we know pretty well when everything happened, don't we?
Yep, yeah, I have a pretty detailed report on it.
And so we should be able to say, you know, over a period of 2 days or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it was like 3 to 4 or 5, yeah.
We had, 2 town signs destroyed, and where they were, and, we had generators stolen,
Fire equipment stolen, yeah.
fire equipment stolen. And
It will at
which
least show the
station-
spot, you're talking about.
Right.
I think the small town strength
Looking
could
for it.
get somebody to say something stupid, so,
Yeah.
especially you had a little money in there.
Right.
I don't know, might not hurt to put it up to 1,000.
1,000, that sounds good with me, I'd probably.
Lead to the prosecution on it.
Kathy did it.
I mean, to be
We
fair.
have people making accusations that we know are fairly probably not right.
You can say it has to lead to an arrest, you know what I mean?
Lead to prosecution
Yeah,
or
or
arrest.
arrest of,
Right.
right.
People grinding old axes, you know.
Right.
Now, quite bold people come in and tell you, that, you know. Yeah. They'll tell you stuff.
Yeah, but in order for them to receive the award, they have to have the information leading to a prosecution.
Right.
Not just
So.
general information.
Yeah,
Right. Because we've already had people come forward
Right.
pointing fingers,
Oh,
so.
oh, yeah.
And to be fair, $1,000 is only 10% of our loss, so maybe even less if you include the signs.
Yeah.
It's really. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
know.
it'll make it a little more enticing, I think.
Yeah.
And are they to call the sheriff's department, or am I gonna be the hotline?
Just put your cell phone number in there, that's just,
What's that?
just put your cell phone number there.
What is my
Rocket's
number,
got down
Dale?
the box.
Is it your number?
We talked to the sheriff's department first to see how they would like to,
Yeah.
if they would answer those calls, but if not, we'll take them here.
Yeah.
You know. Without the information, we have to take it. So,
Anything else?
Sure, if you put it on the town Facebook, you get a lot of answers just over that, more so than even phone calls. People love that.
Well, we've had people call or come in with, you know, they know who did it and what the vehicle was and blah, 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 in regards to the signs, but
Have we asked Kyle for the footage that he said he might have been able to get crossing the bridge and coming across? 'Cause I think that was our best lead, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be my next
it would've
question,
been. I let the deputy know about it, and
Yeah.
she said, like I said, that was everything.
I'll try to chat with Kyle, see,
Yeah,
because, you know, being that he's in town and he's a really nice community member.
I mean, you called me, I was on the road, and you called me right afterwards.
Yeah,
Not long after you sent me the text,
yeah.
you called me, and I pulled over and we chatted about it for a while, so it's pretty hot there.
Oh, yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy, I'll tell you that.
yeah. Bob, you got anything? Okay. I'm all set. And I move we, select board, go into executive session pursuant of one MRSA section 405(6)A to discuss personnel matters.
I'll second it.
All in favor?